Y'all, this just in, Mendes has dropped a bombshell that's about to turn the whole love and hip-hop world upside down. Remember how we thought Kirk and Kendra were out here playing the perfect couple? Well, think again, because behind closed doors, they've been hiding some seriously messy secrets from a hotel room. And Mendes is out here spilling all the tea. But hold up, how did Mendes even get involved in this? And why is he suddenly exposing Kirk and Kendra's private business like he's hosting a whole Netflix docuseries on their drama? Is this revenge, a power move, or just the truth coming out? Because let's be real, Kirk is not exactly known for being the most faithful husband, and Kendra's got a few skeletons in her closet too. What went down in that hotel room is wilder than any reality TV storyline y'all have ever seen. So stay tuned, because this expose is about to leave you shocked, confused, and maybe even a little disgusted. Alright, y'all, buckle up, because what I'm about to spill is about to turn Atlanta upside down. Think you've seen love and hip-hop drama before? Think again. Because when Mendes let this secret slip, he didn't just spill tea, he drenched the whole city in it. Kirk and Kendra thought they were moving in silence, but silence has receipts. And when those receipts start rolling in, nobody is safe. Now let's get into it. Why is Mendes of all people the one putting Kirk and Kendra on blast? Where did he get his hands on the kind of info that could ruin marriages, careers, and reputations all at once? And most importantly, what exactly happened in that hotel room that got everyone whispering in every corner of Atlanta? Remember, Kendra built her brand on being this classy, professional lawyer who doesn't play about her man. She's definitely not about that side chick life. But honey, when this bomb dropped, people started connecting the dots fast. Now let's talk about Kirk. His reputation is already hanging by a thread. Let's not forget he had a whole baby on Rashida. His business meetings always end with somebody crying, and he's been caught in more cheating scandals than we can count. So when rumors first started spreading that Kirk and Kendra were seen sneaking into a luxury hotel together, people were side-eyeing it hard. But they weren't exactly shocked. Here's where it gets real. Mendes wasn't just hearing rumors like the rest of us, no. This man actually saw some things with his own eyes. Mendes was staying at a well-known ATL hotel, the kind where celebs go when they want to stay low-key, but somehow always end up getting caught. At first, he didn't think much of it, but then he saw Kirk walk into the lobby, looking around like he was doing a whole Mission Impossible scene. You know that "let me make sure my wife ain't lurking" walk? Yeah, that one. And guess who strolled in a few minutes later? Miss Kendra Robinson herself, alone. No assistant, no legal meetings, just her and some very suspicious energy. Maybe it was a coincidence, right? Maybe they just happened to book the same hotel? But I've never seen pigs fly, so I'm not buying it. Just when Mendes was about to let it go, something weird happened. A hotel staff member walked past and whispered to another worker, "They're back again." Excuse me, back again? Mendes, being his curious self, stuck around a little longer. And baby, that patience paid off. About 20 minutes later, a bellhop rolls a cart full of champagne and chocolate-covered strawberries to the VIP penthouse suite. Now, let me ask y'all something. What kind of business meeting needs champagne and strawberries at 11:45 p.m.? I'll wait. At this point, Mendes was like, ain't no way Kendra's involved in some messy cheating scandal with Kirk of all people. So, just to test the waters, he hit up Kirk with a casual text, "What you on, bro?" And y'all, the way Kirk lied through his teeth. Kirk immediately texted back, talking about, "I'm chilling at the crib." The audacity. Because at that exact moment, Kirk was literally walking into the elevator with a "Do Not Disturb" sign in his hand. And guess who walked in right after him? You already know, Kendra. So Mendes was like, alright, let me really find out. He checked Kendra's Instagram story, because you know how it is, people who lie always slip up on social media. And guess what? At the very moment Kirk was supposedly at home, Kendra posted a throwback selfie saying, "Long day, finally relaxing." Oops. The streets started whispering, and just when we thought it couldn't get worse, somebody from inside the hotel came forward with a juicy tidbit. Apparently, there's security footage. Yes, footage. Sources say there's camera evidence showing Kirk and Kendra walking into the same penthouse suite at exactly 2:07 a.m. And hold onto your seats because this next part is unreal. The hotel employee swears that when Kirk left the next morning, he was wearing a whole different outfit than the one he came in with. Why are you changing clothes, Kirk? Now, look, we're not saying 100% that something went down in that hotel room, but we are saying that if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and books a penthouse suite under an alias, it sure ain't a business meeting. The internet doesn't play when it comes to connecting the dots, and as soon as this story hit the blogs, somebody dug up an interesting credit card charge. Apparently, multiple transactions were made to that same hotel under a suspicious name linked to Kendra's assistant. Why would Kendra's assistant be booking penthouse suites at the same place Kirk was sneaking into? I'll let y'all do the math. And here's the kicker, when people cheat, they get sloppy. Guess who accidentally dialed the wrong number the next morning? Kendra. And the person who picked up heard a man's voice in the background. And it sure wasn't JC's voice. Mendeecees knew this was about to get messy. Y'all, if you thought this was bad, just wait until part 2. We're diving even deeper into the scandal, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Rashida could not believe what she was hearing when she found out from an anonymous tipster exactly what had gone down in that hotel room. The receipts that were shared with her could very well end Kirk's marriage for good. Oh, y'all are not ready for this. Buckle up, because what I'm about to share will shake up the entire Love and Hip Hop cast. Mendeecees already had too much evidence in his hands, but what happens next? Oh baby, it takes the drama to a whole new level. While Mendeecees was busy connecting the dots, word reached Rashida. And let me tell you, she lost it. Rashida had been putting up with Kirk's nonsense for years, but this was different. If Kirk is sneaking around with Kendra, who's not only a married woman, but also a lawyer and a castmate, that's not just cheating. That's straight-up betrayal. Now, let's talk about how Rashida found out. It wasn't just Mendeecees watching Kirk move funny. Someone else had their eyes on him too. And this mystery person had the receipts. So imagine this. Rashida is sitting at home, scrolling through her phone, when she gets an anonymous DM. Inside that DM was a screenshot of the hotel's guest list, and guess whose name was on it? Kirk Frost. Right below his name? A booking made under Kendra's assistant's name. At that moment, Rashida's blood began to boil. She immediately called Kirk and said, "What's this I'm hearing about you sneaking into a hotel?" And y'all know how Kirk is. He straight up lied. He said, "Man, who told you that? People are just making stuff up. You really gonna believe a random message over your own husband? I was there for business." Business? Sir, what kind of business requires you to be in a penthouse at 2 a.m. with a married woman? At this point, Rashida had heard enough. When a woman stops asking questions and starts moving in silence, it's over. She decided to pull up to the hotel herself. So, Rashida and 2 of her girls hopped in the car and drove straight to the hotel. And when I tell you things got wild, as soon as Rashida walked into the lobby, she spotted Kendra's assistant looking all nervous. Rashida don't play no games. She walked right up to her and said, "Where's Kirk?" And this assistant, bless her heart, started fumbling her words, trying to cover up. I don't know, I'm just here to, and that's when Rashida's phone dinged again. This time, it was another message from that anonymous tipster, and y'all, this message was a video. When Rashida hit play, what did she see? Footage of Kirk leaving the penthouse suite at 6:42 a.m. He was wearing the same hoodie he'd been seen in the night before, but a completely different pair of pants. Excuse me, why are you changing clothes, Kirk? Now, Rashida was furious. She stormed up to the front desk, slammed her purse down, and said, "I need to know what room my husband just walked out of." The hotel worker, of course, was like, "Ma'am, we can't disclose that information." But Rashida was not having it. She pulled out her phone, dialed Kirk, and put him on speaker. "Kirk, where you at?" And this man had the audacity to say, "I just left the gym." The gym? Sir, the only thing you were working out last night was your alibi. Rashida didn't need to hear anything else. She hung up, turned to the front desk, and said, I don't need y'all to tell me anything. I already know what it is," and walked out. Now let's check in with Kendra. While Kirk was out here lying, Kendra was at home acting like everything was fine. What Kendra didn't know was that the streets were already talking. The moment Mendeecees' story started spreading, people started sending in their own receipts. One of the juiciest pieces of tea? Kendra's own friend, who we'll call Miss X, exposed her. This woman was supposed to be Kendra's friend, but she knew way too much. And once the drama was out in the open, Miss X was like, "Let me go ahead and spill the rest of it." So, she sent a DM to a major blog saying, "I love Kendra, but she's been sneaking around with Kirk. This ain't the first time." Wait, what? This wasn't a one-time thing? Oh baby, it's all starting to make sense now. Why Kirk and Kendra always looked so comfortable around each other, why they kept showing up to the same events, and why Kendra was always so defensive anytime Jock brought up loyalty. She was hiding something, and now the whole world knew. But wait, y'all, this story ain't over yet. Guess who finally caught wind of everything? Lil Scrappy. And when I tell you, Scrappy was not having it. He'd been side-eyeing Kirk for a while, and as soon as he heard about his own cast mates creeping around, he was ready to pull up. So, y'all better get ready because in part 3, things are about to go down. We're talking phone calls, confrontations, and a bombshell confession that no one saw coming. You're not ready for what's about to happen. And just like that, the whole city knew. Kirk and Kendra were exposed, Rashida was furious, and Lil Scrappy was ready to throw hands. Baby, this was just the beginning. So, let's get into it. The second Scrappy heard about Kirk and Kendra creeping around, it was game on. Because Scrappy don't play when it comes to his people. And after everything Kirk had put Rashida through, Scrappy was like, "Ain't no way we letting this slide." So, Scrappy shows up at Kirk's restaurant, the Frost Bistro, and as soon as he walks in, the whole room goes quiet. Everyone knew something big was about to happen. Scrappy walks straight up to Kirk and asks, "Ayo, you got something you want to tell me?" Kirk, being Kirk, tries to play dumb. "What are you talking about, Scrap?" "Sir, you know exactly what he's talking about." Scrappy steps closer and says, "Man, stop playing. You out here creeping with Kendra." And y'all, the look on Kirk's face said it all. He was caught. But instead of owning up to it, he just shakes his head and says, "Man, y'all believe anything." That's crazy. Crazy, sir? The only crazy thing here is how you're still lying. Just when it seemed like Scrappy was about to lose it on Kirk, guess who walks in? Kendra. And y'all, it got real quick. Scrappy turns his attention to her and asks, "Yo, you got something to say? Your name's all up in this mess too." Kendra, poor thing, just stands there frozen. She has no words because, let's be real, you can lie to your man, you can lie to your friends, but when you're standing in front of people who know the truth, that guilt hits different. And guess who else walks in? Jock. Baby, this is about to be a scene because, let's not forget, Kendra is Jock's wife. When he sees her standing there looking guilty, he loses it. Man, what the hell is this? Kendra panics and tries to explain, "Baby, it's not what it looks like, I swear." "Girl, stop. It's exactly what it looks like." Jock is not trying to hear any of it. He just laughs and says, "So all that I'm a loyal wife talk was cap, huh?" Y'all, Jock was embarrassed. Let's be real. He probably suspected something was off, but finding out that the whole city knew about your wife creeping, that's a whole different level of disrespect. Now, while Jock is still processing all this, Rashida walks in. And baby, she did not come to play. She marches straight up to Kirk and says, "So this is what we're doing now. This is what my marriage is." And Kirk, of course, just sighs like he's tired. Sir, Rashida is the one who should be tired. Tired of your lies, tired of your nonsense, tired of you making her look like a fool. But y'all, it gets worse. At this point, the tension in the room is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Every single person in that room has their eyes on Kendra, waiting for her to say something, anything to make sense of this mess. But what does she do? She starts crying, her tears streaming down her face as she says, "I didn't mean for it to happen. It was a mistake." A mistake? Ma'am, a mistake is when you send the wrong text or forget to pick up the dry cleaning. A mistake is not when you're having an affair. A whole affair? That's not a mistake. That's a choice. But the worst part of it all? Jock isn't buying it. He stands there, shaking his head, and says, "Man, you were out here making me look stupid." Y'all, when Jock said that, you could feel the weight of it in the room. It wasn't even anger anymore, it was disappointment. And the whole room went silent. Complete silence. Because when a man stops yelling and just speaks calmly like that, you know it's over. It's like he's drained, like there's nothing more to say. He's done. But just as Jock is about to turn around and walk away, Kendra drops a bombshell that no one saw coming. She wipes her tears, looks Jock dead in the eye, and says, "Well, since we're telling the truth, you weren't faithful either." Hold on, did she really just say that? The room gasps. Everyone freezes. What did she just do? She just flipped the script on the entire situation. Jock turns around, completely stunned. His face is a mixture of confusion and disbelief. He doesn't know whether to be angry or shocked. But Kendra, with her arms crossed, stares back at him and adds, "Yeah, let's not act like you were some perfect husband. I know about them other women." The entire room goes wild. Y'all, it's like the world just flipped upside down. All the eyes that were once on Kendra now turn to Jock. The whole room is waiting for him to react. What does he have to say? Kendra's words are like a punch to the gut, and now the truth is spilling out in front of everyone. The weight of it all settles in. The man who had been so confident, so sure of himself, is now left speechless. He's no longer the one throwing the accusations, he's the one who's been exposed. The shock in the room is palpable. If Jock has been stepping out on Kendra too, then what is this whole argument about? It's like the focus shifts from Kendra's affair to Jock's hidden secrets. The energy in the room completely changes. Suddenly, it's not just about Kendra and Kirk anymore. Now, it's about both of them, Jock and Kendra, and the dirty laundry they've both been hiding. Everyone had been waiting for Jock to deliver the knockout punch, but Kendra's bombshell has just left everyone scrambling for answers. And y'all, this is where everything gets even messier. Jock has to face the music. Now, people are starting to wonder if anyone in this love triangle, or whatever this is, can even be trusted. The game of lies, secrets, and betrayal is far from over, and the fallout from this moment is going to shake things up even more. The air in that room is heavy with the realization that both Jock and Kendra have been playing their own games, and no one is really innocent. So, what now? Where do they go from here? Trust me, y'all, this drama is far from over, and the next twist? It's coming. Keep your eyes open because this ride is just beginning. Before Jock can say a word, Scrappy's done. He throws his hands up and says, "Man, I'm out." This is some clown behavior. And just like that, he walks right out the door. And y'all, the whole love and hip-hop world just changed. Jock and Kendra are on thin ice, Kirk and Rashida are barely hanging on, and Scrappy, he's washing his hands of all this drama. The craziest part? Nobody's seen Kendra since. No Instagram posts, no interviews, nothing. After being exposed like that, she can't just show up like everything is normal. But remember, this is love and hip-hop. There's no way this is the last we're going to hear about this. Because one thing about the streets, they always talk. So trust me, there's more to this story. And when the next bomb drops, I'll be right here to tell y'all all about it. Stay tuned, because this is far from over. What do y'all think about all this? Is Kendra really guilty, or was Jock playing his own game too? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more insane updates like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because here, you'll always get the real tea, no filter. See y'all in the next one.